Hello, this is Alex from PHP Academy with another video for the new Boston. In this video we're going to be looking at the third and final loop in PHP, and this is the for loop. Now for is a bit more complicated in syntax, and by this I mean it's structured slightly differently. So if we use the for keyword and we create a block, you can see that it's very similar to a while loop, or sort of similar to a do while loop. However, what we're doing is we use three expressions within this these parentheses. So we use three different expressions to control the loop how we want, and we can also increment a value within this as well. So in here all we need to do is echo something out, either a variable or some plain text, or continue an operation, however your program is eventually going to work, and everything can be controlled within here. So for now I'm going to create a variable called count, and that's going to be equal to, in fact no, the reason I'm not going to declare it out there is because, like I said, we can control everything within here. So I am going to call my variable count. I'm going to append a break onto that so we can keep track of it neatly. Now I declare my count variable, or I assign my first value to it in here. So I say count equals 1. Okay. Now what I do is I put a semicolon, and then I say what this is basically the next part of the expression is what needs to be evaluated, true or false, to determine whether the block should run. This block should run. So count, while count is smaller than or equal to 10, like we've done in the previous examples, and then we say count plus plus. We don't need another semicolon to end here, it just ends. So what we're doing is, let me just separate this out so it's a bit more easy to read. Okay, so we're setting initially our count variable to equal 1. Then we're choosing this, we're creating a condition that needs to be true or false, and then we're incrementing here. And the way that a for loop works is, this is executed, then this happens, then the block runs, then we increment here, okay? And then obviously this here will be ignored because it won't reassign the variable. So now you can see it's just a completely different structure of creating a loop, but it has exactly the same effect. If we refresh, we're just counting from numbers 1 to 10. Now the beauty of doing something like this is it's a lot easier to read. We can also obviously assign this on the fly. It's neater as well. If I was to just simply change that to greater than, this to minus, so that's decrementing it, this to 1, and this to 10, now what we're doing is we're counting from 10 to 1. So we've just changed them three parts of each expression around, where we're saying count is equal to 10 initially, while count is smaller than, or sorry, greater than or equal to 1, decrement until we reach 10. The condition until we reach 1. The condition is until we're still greater than or equal to 1. We still execute the loop and we still echo. So that is basically for loops in PHP.